Hey! Gonna give everybody a minute to hop on here. I am trying to figure out my hammock. My hammock pillow. I'm not gonna lay down because then I'd be too far away. So, what happens when every day I get like a message, or the night before. And last night I got this message that I need to talk about. You get to decide. I'm eating vegan today. Well, this month. You know, just trying it out because of the whole Adderall thing. Kevin, hey, how's it going? I'm just chit-chatting while people jump on. But I'm trying out vegan this month to see if it works for me. It's kind of the next step after, getting off of Adderall and still getting rid of a little bit of pain on my hands and feet, really. And it's going well. Different room. Really? I was here last night. Oh, there's more lights. This might be brighter. It might be brighter. Is that? I don't know. So I'm trying that. Oh, and I want more energy. So I'm seeing if that gives me more energy. But I don't know what to eat. So I'm eating corn right now. So I got this message, right? And when I say I got this message, I have really been leaning into following my heart, following my intuition, and getting messages like downloads from like the universe or God or whatever, but just stuff that I know that I need to be on here teaching. And part of the reason why I'm doing this group and leading it this way is an example to you. Because if you can run your business from trusting yourself and knowing that you are going to intuitively, this is not even the lesson, we're not even there yet, that you are going to intuitively get what you need even before you know the next step. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be saying tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be saying for the rest of the month. But I do know that I'm going to be getting these daily bites. And so last night I got this thought and intuition that I need to talk about. You get to decide. And I didn't really know. Like, I know what that means. I mean, it means that you get to decide whatever you want in your life. You get to decide if you want to start a business, if you want to make 20K this month, if you want to manifest your soulmate relationship. You get to decide whatever it is you want in your life and how you want your life to be. You get to decide if you're going to be happy. You get to decide all these things. And there's so much more to that. So I didn't really know where I was going to take that or what I was going to say tonight until literally a few minutes ago. But here's the thing. We think that we have been given whatever circumstances that we're in, right? We think that we have these problems. We think that we have to deal with these things. And while we do, we're also manifesting that. We are the creator. My cat's getting automatically fed. We are the creator of our own reality. That means that we get to decide how things are going with our money. And money was one of the big things for people. But if you don't like where you're at with money, you get to decide to change that. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking, right? Just like I thought when I was doing software engineering, and I hated it. I was like, well, I have to make money somehow. What else am I gonna do? And I could switch jobs, but I'd be making less money. Let's be real here. We have the internet, and there are countless things that we can do. And money does grow on trees. Money does grow on trees. So that being said, and you guys know, like, money is abundant. So that being said, where does that leave us, right? Do you want to keep that limitation that it takes struggle to make money? Because you get to choose. Do you want to struggle to make money? No? Okay. Then you get to choose. How do you want to allow money in? Because money is available to us. Everything is available to us, right? Everything is abundant. So we get to decide if we are going to allow that in. I mean, and there are things like money blocks, right? There are things that, like, you probably are thinking, I think I have a money block. Okay, yeah, that being said, you might have a money block. But just like when and who else is on here? I see that 2 people are on here. Just like when I decided in 2017 that I was no longer going to stay with my problem. I was dating my ex-boyfriend now. We had just broke up. I guess we just broke up. We had just broken up. And I had this decision inside of me that I was never going to have this problem again. Men were never going to neglect me again. And I didn't know how it was going to happen. Hey, Dave. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I was like, this is never, ever going to happen to me again. And I am going to do whatever it takes to never have this problem. So you get to decide what problems you have. So here's what we're talking about, Dave. You are the creator of your own reality. You get to create exactly what you want. If you want to always be waiting for that thing, then you're always going to be waiting for that thing. If you always want it to be right around the corner, then it's always going to be right around the corner. If you want it now, then you get to decide that. Now that being said, oh, I can't get rid of that. Things are popping up. Okay. Now that being said, when I decided that I no longer wanted to have relationship problems, I had to do the work, right? I was in a we had just broken up, and I went to 7 months. Hey, I went to 7 months of coaching with my now ex-boyfriend, right? But it was that decision that I was never going to have a man neglect me that led me out of that relationship, right? That led me to find the solution. So you get to decide, and then once you make that decision, you will see opportunities. Like, we found a counselor. I actually was in, like, my ex went to 7 months of counseling with me. Once I decided, I had a partner, like, what guy is going to go to 7 months of counseling with his ex-girlfriend, right? Who does that? But I manifested that. So it was part of my journey, right? And if I had never decided that that wasn't going to be part of my story, that would still be part of my story. Now, I know what it's like to look at your bank account and think, well, I really need money and I want money. But if you don't have money, there is a reason. And when you actually decide that you're no longer going to have this problem, then you do whatever it takes to make sure you no longer have that problem, right? And that's what I did when I hired my business coach. That's what I did when I, kept going and kept all the business stuff working with my money mindset, right? Because honestly, whatever money blocks you guys have, I didn't have a money block. Like, I hated money. I mean, I did the ultimate fuck you to money. Like, I left the country and ate out of trash cans. If that doesn't say I don't want money, I don't know what does. Like, I was actually homeless and chose to be homeless because I hated money that much. So, yeah, you guys may have some little money blocks, but that's a decision. That's a decision. If you want that to change, you are the creator of your own reality. Now, you may not know how you're creating your own reality. You may not know what's going on or why you keep creating a shitty reality. Maybe you call it a shitty reality. I don't know. If you're leaving, does anyone have questions, comments, all the things? The thing of it is let's say you are not happy with, and I'm saying money a lot because that was number one on the poll. You may not be happy with where you're at with money, but you probably have a 20-year history of creating this same reality. Now that you know you get to create your own reality, right? You probably hate me right now. You're probably like, well, shit, now what do I do? Now, how do you figure out what your blockage is? Yeah, let me get to that in just a second. Now that you realize you get to create something different, the problem is creating something different, right? First, there's a reason. If you don't have money, there's a reason you don't want money. There's actually a reason, which is considered a block. There's a reason you don't want money. Maybe several reasons that you don't want money, right? So, figuring out what your block is, I mean, you can, there are over, I want to say there are over 100 money blocks, but I feel like there's way more than that. But figuring out what your money block does not mean that you can remove your money block or know how to remove your money block. Figuring it out is just part of the problem. And another part of the problem with money blocks is you can actually make a shit ton of money with money blocks. Okay? People have done it. People do this all the time. The thing of it is you have to know how to track down what your money block that is actually keeping you from making money. And once you do, and again, you can make money without removing money blocks. Once you do see what your money block is, like for me, mine was I actually hated money. I mean, I can go into why, but I actually hated money. I blamed it for all my problems, my relationship problems, because of course, right? When I figured that out, it came down to a decision. Like, obviously, I still have that thing with money and like my history and all of that. And it came down to a decision. Do I want to keep living my life like that? So this deciding is the override to, because I mean, you can't go find all your money blocks and you can get stuck there forever, right? And if you work with me privately, I will help you find your money blocks and we will work through them. But this is the actual override to that. You have to decide that you no longer want to be struggling with money. And we like to struggle. And if you follow me, you probably love to struggle. And you're probably like, what? That's crazy. Who wants to struggle? But if we work together and we talk, and you're probably like, I don't think so. Yeah, you probably want to struggle. There's a part of us that, there's a lot of us, lots of parts of us that love to struggle. We like things to be hard, because if we can survive the hard stuff, then we can survive anything. And so we put ourselves through these little like shit shows, essentially, where we struggle. And when you actually get to a point where you're tired of struggling and you just get up and walk off. Like, I've done that with money. I've done that with relationships. I've done that with health. I mean, I've done that. And so I can actually tell you, right now, think about your problem. Think about how, if you don't get help or don't probably get help. I honestly don't really know what any other way, because doing it myself never worked, right? So if you actually get help for it, oh wait, what was I saying? If you don't get help for it, right? If you have your problem for 20 years, you don't get help for it, what's going to keep happening is you're going to keep having the problem, right? And if you keep having the problem in your mind, if you keep playing that out, eventually you get to a point where you're just like, okay, I'm done. And you figure it out. You do what it takes to get rid of the problem. That's just the way life is, right? And sometimes it's, okay, so for me in my 20s, it was me just leaving my now ex-husband, right? It was just like, I don't know what to do. And I left, which wasn't I don't want to say the right thing to do, but I could have saved the relationship. I could have had a soulmate relationship with him. Now, he wasn't my soulmate. I truly believe that, but I could have stayed in my marriage. I was in love with him. I know now how to turn that kind of a relationship around, how to turn a relationship around. And I also know how to figure out if someone's your soulmate. So, is this making sense? Does that help with your question about blocking? How do you figure out what your blockage is? Yeah, because I mean, part of it is if you go searching for your blocks, you can be lost for a very long time. You can do that for years and years and never make headway. It really does come down to a decision. And you feel this in your heart. You feel this in your soul. Like, okay, I'm done. I'm just not going to do this again anymore, right? So, this is actually pretty high level. Because I don't I didn't come from the background and mindset that you get to create your reality. And it was a huge mindset shift for me, and it changed, well, it obviously changed my life. But it's hard to actually believe at first, right? That thoughts become things. But it's actually the better thing. My last relationship, I was a financial bearer of everything, so I never had much, had much of anything outside of paycheck to paycheck. Right before we broke up, I had to file bankruptcy, and since then I have hired a credit repair management to assist me with my financial situation because I knew I needed to take the steps. I'm just unsure where to go from here. So how are you feeling about your money? Like, yeah, how are you feeling right now? Like, is money scarce? What is your belief? So say you wanted, okay, let's just go with the paycheck to paycheck. Say that was still your situation, where you're still paycheck to paycheck. Okay, I feel better since the bankrupt and finally paying off the attorney. Okay, so you're in some debt, and you might still be paycheck to paycheck. So my question is, okay, so why do you want money to be hard to come by? If that is your belief, if money is hard to come by, there's a reason you want to believe that. Now, this actually is more like one-on-one private coaching, because we can go pretty deep with this. But I would say whatever is going on for you, why do you want to stay there? Do some journaling on that. But I mean, this is pretty deep. There is a reason why you don't actually want money. And that goes for everybody. Why do you want to stay in a bad relationship? Why do you want to stay in a place where you're always just close? Like, there is, like, you're close. And I know I've spoken to some other people who are, oh, it's really close. It's right around the corner. No, I'm good. It's close. And while I understand that, there's a reason you don't want it now. Like, if it's so close, why haven't you gotten there yet? Do you like being close but not being there? Because there's a lot of us that don't actually want to make it to the finish line. We just want to be close. Like, we're still working, we're still putting in the work, and that's all good, but we're still struggling a little bit, and we're close. And that's a shitty place to be too. So, that is it. Why? Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit long. You get to decide. If you want something to be different, you get to decide that it gets to be different. And this is very, very high level. And there's so much that I can work with people privately on this, but you actually get to decide your life. Okay. write in your questions. That is your homework. I guess I'm giving homework now. Write in your questions, thoughts, comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I am coming on early, like 2 hours early. I'm gonna post that in the group. But I am getting my hair done tomorrow. So hopefully on Thursday you guys will recognize me. But okay, great. I'll see you guys. Thank you.